yell or don't yell because somebody will be performing, but raise your hand or something if you want it so you can know, so we know when you want to go.
If you haven't been in a while, we started doing a sign-up sheet, so things are a little more orderly, but not too much more.
Yeah, we're still flexible.
It still gets a little silly. So, let's see. Do we have anything to go over?
Well, we do on the sign-up sheet, it will give all the information about, we have a video camera and a regular camera. And so you would be filmed or video or taped or pictures taken by Malvern Books, and they put it on their YouTube. So
And put it on their website.
and their website, they put it on their blog.
God, I'm on there twice in a row.
They're like famous after this.
Awesome.
So if you don't want that, there's a little box that says no consent.
Bigger. It's gotta be a bigger podium. Or do we have more than one?
Thicker glasses?
A top, no. Taller podium. Taller podium. Yeah, it's look at, it's at your waist. How am I supposed to read that?
I don't know, maybe if you brought up a chair.
Oh my God.
Okay, so first we have Chris Kingsley.
Thank you. I thought I would do something different than I did last time. I mean, I usually have a guitar and all that. But last time I did some songs from a play that's based on a children's book series. And I brought one of the books this time. So I'm going to read this and show you the pictures. I hope you can see from back there. It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, this is called Once, W-U-N-T-S, in a Great While. This is a great while here. Like a whale. Okay. And just so you know, this is a want. Okay. They're little beings from planet Gorb. Okay. So anyway, that's what the musical is about, based on these books. So this one begins. Once there was a beast. I always use the word once with an O. So at least once in every book, so kids don't get like, you know, the wrong idea about how to spell the word. Once there was a beast called a great white whale that lived in the misty deep. Sometimes it floated up near some isle and pretended to fall asleep. Okay. It liked to pretend it was just a rock jutting up where the waves would break, till an innocent want would happen along, which the while, with a smile, would take. For in all the wide world, there is hardly a thing that a great white whale likes more than a tasty want, unless it's a twice, or perhaps even 3 or 4. See, it's thinking about it. Now, a want is quite patient, I'm happy to say. It knows surely, without any doubt, that the reason they call it a great white while, it's how long it may take to get out. When wants get together, wherever they go, or wherever they happen to be, it's always a party, for once surely know how to party on land or at sea. This is my favorite page, the next one. And eventually, that is, in a while, there's a yearning to eat some more stuff. For a while's appetite, well, you can't call it light. And let's face it, once isn't enough. So, the little ones wait at the mouth of the great white while it draws near to the shore. In a while there's such pride, when its trap opens wide, it won't notice those once out the door. So home the once go, to the sand or the snow, slightly wiser, and sometimes they smile, for they never forget how they once got wet. And just think of it, once in a while. Anyway, I wrote that for my grandkids, mostly. And kids I taught for years. So I had another play that I wrote when I was in Montana. I wrote a musical called Required Reading. It was about literature. It was all the stuff that you had to read. And so this is actually a lyric to a song, but it actually works better as a poem. For me it does, because you don't hear the words as well when you're singing. For some reason it just doesn't work as well. Anyway, it's based on Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Telltale Heart. It's called The Telltale Heart. Okay, here goes. I was itching, I was twitching, I was fairly fit to burst. But if you think I'm crazy, think again. I was cool as a cucumber. Let the shrinks all do their worst. Right up till the night I did the old man in. When they told me I was paranoid and schizophrenic too, I can tell you now I didn't give a hoot. Why, I could hear all things on earth and heaven twice as good as you, and the howls of old Beelzebub to boot. Now the old man never guessed a thing, he didn't even try, as every night I tucked him into bed. For it wasn't him that vexed me, it was just his evil eye that made me sure I had to make him dead. This is Icky's Poe, remember, not me. Well, his eye was like a vulture's, all filmy, glazed, and white. Gave me the awful shivers just to see. As stealthily I peek in on him every single night. He never woke, so I just let him be. And I'd greet him every morning with a cheerful howdy-do. I'd ask him how he'd passed the night and yawn. But inside I fairly chuckled, and hey, face it, wouldn't you? For I knew that soon that old man would be gone. So one night, as I looked in on the old man as he slept, and slowly and so cautiously did try to open up the lantern as so stealthily I crept, it fell full upon the old man's vulture eye. It was open, wide, wide open, and I shivered with a start, not knowing quite what I should do or say. But like a watch that's wrapped in cotton, I could hear the old man's heart. I decided then was my lucky day. I leaped, and as the old man shrieked, I pulled him from his bed. I smiled to find the deed so nearly done. I dragged the big bed over him. The man was stone cold dead. I tried to find one heartbeat. There was none. I cheerfully dismembered him. A tub would hide the gore. Beneath some loosened planks I placed each part. For now the old man's evil eye would trouble me no more, and neither would that loudly beating heart. So off to bed I headed to the happy land of dreams, when soon I heard a knocking at my door. Some nosy neighbor heard a shriek and call the cops, it seems. I knew this by the uniforms they wore. Come in, I told those men. Come in and have some tea. 1 minute and I'll brew us up a pot. The old man would go. The shriek, oh, just a nightmare. I don't sleep well, you see. I placed my chair upon the grisly spot. The old man's in the country. He left yesterday at dawn. I'm to look out for the place till his return. We chatted of familiar things, but soon I wished them gone. I fancied that my ears began to burn. But soon a sound came to my ears, one I remembered well. I recognized it with a sudden start. Like a watch that's wrapped in cotton, I could hear the volume swell. 'Twas the beating of the old man's cold, dead heart. But on and on they prattled, till I scarce could catch my breath. I nervously jumped up and paced the floor. The heartbeat then grew louder. I could smell the stench of death. I could bear their veiled hypocrisy no more. Now the beatings grew still louder. How could they sit and sneer? I tore my hair. I ripped the floor apart. I shrieked at them, "You villains! The awful sound is here! 'Tis the beating of the old man's hideous heart." Thank you.